Are you going to look at the camera, or are you just going
Hey,
to scratch
I didn't know
your
we
nose
were
all
on
day?
yet. Okay. Man, I'm riding in luxury back here.
You
I'm
are.
telling you.
We're driving Miss Daisy.
Miss Daisy is driving. No, I was going to say is driving us today.
No, we're driving Miss Daisy.
There we are.
There's
He's in
Coach.
the back.
Look at there. There's Coach Sammy Burnett at the
Yeah.
driver's seat.
That's right. We're going on a tour, special tour.
It is Taco-Tuesday. Star and I, of course, have been talking about some of the old hangouts and buildings here in town, and there was so much interest in that. We thought we'd let Sammy guide us on a little tour here, kind of like Gilligan's Island, a 3-hour, not quite a 3-hour tour of some of the places. So there we go. And by the way, I'm going to shut up here in a moment. Comment if you've got an old hangout, or if you recognize one of these places, or if you know where some of these places were. Comment in the comment section. We'd like to hear from all of our viewers out there and let us know. All right, Sammy, Star, y'all take it away.
All
Where
right.
we at?
Well, I think that you got to start first at Morgan's Ammo and Gun Shop, which is actually the smallest block in the world. As it is right here on our right, there's Morgan's. And we're going to make the block real quick, and then we'll turn back and go to the old drag when I was in school.
Right.
But, we just made the block.
There's the smallest block in town.
Well,
Now,
we can't
Morgan's
go
has
that
been
way.
closed for about how long, Sammy?
Oh, man, I don't know the answer to that one, Carl, to
Okay.
be quite honest.
Man.
But I do recall my father taking me there many times when I was a youngster to buy, a deer rifle or ammunition or whatnot. But
I had been by there many times, did not know it was a gun and ammo shop at one time. Wow. See, I've already learned something, Star.
You have.
All right. Again, we're on a live tour with Coach Sammy Burnett. Of course, he grew up in Brownwood and went to school and has the backstop now named after him at Kiwanis
yeah.
Park.
That's
we're
right.
going to take a left here on Center, which we're just to the right of us is the Morgan's Gun Shop, and we're going to go down the drag when I was in school. When my brother was in school before that, the drag was Commerce Square. And then they moved it over to Center Street. And then Lisa Hassel was telling me when she was in school, it went from Commerce all the way to Coggin. So I did not know that. But this was the drag when I was in school. And we're going to go by and see if I can't spot the old Muffin, which was a big-time hangout in I'd say the 70s and early 80s.
Understand they had some good burgers at the Muffin and among other stuff.
Well, I don't know, what we had in town at that time when it came to fast food, but that was more of a hangout, more of your, it wasn't an ice cream shop, but it was more of that kind of a place where you go to hang out and have a burger or eat some food, just a great hangout for the kids. But
Wow.
if I'm not mistaken, it is going to be on this next block by where the Glamour shop was.
Okay, heading to the old Muffin.
Yep, I think the Muffin was right over here.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Where the
Matter of fact, it might have been in this building right here. It was a smaller building.
wow.
And I may be wrong, and someone can call and correct me, but I was a youngster when my brother would, every once in a while, I get to ride with my brother and go to the Muffin.
Oh man. So it's kind of where the turtle is now, isn't
Somewhere right in this block, this area
Wow.
right here. And like I said, I'm so old now, I can't remember exactly where it was.
it? Fascinating.
That was the drag whenever I was a kid, too.
So we used to go up and go around the courthouse and come right back down Center. We'd take a left right there where where First Baptist Church is, and we'd make a turn around in the old Firestone parking lot right there, and then
All right.
drive right back down.
While
the
we're
drag.
to this, what was to our left? Was this a drive-in right here?
No, I
Too
don't
hard.
think so.
Okay, that's where I always thought maybe one of the burger places were, but I guess not.
Oh, I don't.
Okay, never mind.
Let's go out here and let's look at the Rainbow Drive-In,
Oh, yeah.
which you could get your beer and ammo at the same place.
Beer, bait, and ammo.
Crazy, yeah. Couldn't do that anymore. Of course, that was way before my time, but as I drove around with my father, he was an avid hunter and gunsman and was a sheriff in town, so he always needed gun and ammo, and he did partake of the beer every once in a while, so that's where he'd go get his ammo and beer.
The Rainbow, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I
Awesome.
remember that store.
Man, we got a lot of people watching. If you want to chime in and comment, we'll do so. And man, we have a lot of people watching, Star.
Are you watching the comments on your phone?
I can't get them. I'm sure
Oh.
we've got some.
If there's a place they want us to go by, tell us to.
Yeah. Because
Tell us
some
to
people
go.
are watching from out of town, I'm sure. So if you do have a place you want us to go by, let us know.
And let's make a correction. This is the red wagon right here, but the yellow wagon and the red wagon were not the same place. The yellow wagon was actually over by the Cinema Twins, just behind Commerce Square, in that little strip mall over there, along with used to be the Red Lantern.
Okay. Yeah, somebody sent me that yesterday, the yellow wagon.
But we're going to turn right here by KFC. Right here, Carl, to our right in this area where A&W Rootware was when this was the circle.
Okay. I think I vaguely remember that.
And then right up here where these buildings are to the right was Rainbow Liquor.
Oh,
and it wasn't just a liquor store. They sold bait, they sold ammo, they sold all kinds of things. But that was right in here.
Yep, there's the foundation of it still.
Patty says she remembers that store too. Not sure which one you're talking about, Patty.
Probably Rainbow.
Rainbow. Oh man, beer and ammo. I love it.
It's funny.
Oh,
Let's
man,
see, where do we need to head now?
Okay.
We want to go out.
Oh, he wants to know where Bo Diddles and stuff was.
Timbers and Bo Diddles?
Yeah.
We'll take you out there.
Timbers
too.
and Bo Diddles. Was that a honky tonk?
They were honky tonks.
Did you hang out there?
I did not. I was a youngster. But like I said, my father was a deputy sheriff here forever, so he went and broke up many altercations there as a sheriff, and then probably was in a couple of altercations when he wasn't being a sheriff.
Oh, my.
Right there ahead of us, Ashley's Furniture, which used to be Hastings, was also Gibson's.
That was a Gibson's?
That was a Gibson's.
And a JRB.
Oh, this was JRB.
Right.
Sorry.
I did.
Sorry.
That's
JRB.
okay.
And then Gibson's was over off Coggin in Austin, and then also over here where CC's Pizza was.
Really? So 2 locations for Gibson's. Wow. Did not realize that. Of course, a lot of this discussion began with the old TG and Y, and
We're heading that way now.
okay, and that's in Commerce Square, I guess, or was?
That was in Commerce Square, and then like I said, right over here to our right was the A&W Root Beer, and of course the Thai Chop Kitchen was the original KFC.
Really?
Old bucket set on the top of that building right there.
Okay. Wow. Now, one of your old hangouts you were talking on the coaches show yesterday was the old Burger King, which we're going to go by.
Yes, we sure will.
And I do remember that, coming here back in the 80s.
Well, we would make the drag off Center, and then we'd come up here and sit in the parking lot that split Taco Bell and Burger King, and that's where the kids would hang out, get something to eat, and then they'd get in their car and drive back down the drag. And then when you got tired of driving, you go sit back down and out in the parking lot on a tailgate or something and watch people drive through there. And it's amazing to me how the people that owned the Burger King at the time, that never bothered them. I guess it was good for business.
Wow. Had a young lady message me last night, said she used to work at that Burger King when it was there way back when, a few years ago.
And right across the street over here where the CBS and the La Quinta and all that was Pinkard Motor. And when they had the flood of 90, my mother sent me a picture, and all you could see was the top of the building and no cars in the parking lot. But that was Pinkard Motor.
I have seen pictures of that 90 flood. That was awful.
It was awful.
I mean, the whole downtown car dealership, Holly, I guess, was underwater. And what? There was something where the donut place is. Somebody was telling us yesterday. I know there was a Church's Chicken at one.
The donut place right over here is now Shipley's. I mean, sorry, not the donut place. Shipley's used to be Long John Silver's.
Right.
And then right beside it was Sambo's.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And Western Sizzling, same building.
There's the old Taco Bell.
But the AT&T right here was Burger King. And if you can look at the West Central Wireless, you can still tell that building was the original Taco Bell.
Oh, man.
This building right here was Walter B's Hat Shop.
Wow.
And then, of course, a staple in Brownwood, Underwood's Barbecue, has been here for many, many years.
Same location right there. I think Paul was telling me one time when they first opened, it was just a little place right here on the other side of the street, way back when.
The dental place was Pizza Hut. Best Western Plus was the Brownwood Police Department.
Yeah.
And then as we get to the light, Carl, over here where the RV park is, that was Ashburn's Ice Cream.
Really?
Right here.
Okay. I'd never heard of that one before.
That's correct.
Of course, Commerce Square had its, like you say, TG and Y.
I'm going to take you through that in just a second.
All right. Awesome. Again, we're live, Taco-O-2sDay, with Lions head football coach, athletic director Sammy Burnett, taking a neat little tour of what Brownwood once was.
So if you look straight ahead where it's Commerce Square Optical, that was the laundromat was still there. To the left was Cinema Twins. There was 2 movie theaters. And then directly behind that is where the yellow wagon was.
Oh, wow.
the Harbor Freight was Safeway. And if you go down towards Burke's, that was the TG&Y.
All right, at Burke's, where Burke's is?
Right there about where Burke's is was TG&Y. That's where I used to go get my tennis shoes. I don't know what brand they were. That's what my mother got me. And if you're looking straight ahead, just to the right of Sherwin-Williams, over there where the nail spa is, that was Ken's Head Shed.
Ken's?
My dad used to take me to get my hair cut, and then Ken also moved his place over there to Vine and Coggin.
Wow.
And I would go over there, but this was Commerce Square. Firestone has been here for about as long as I can remember.
Yeah. Somebody told me the Firestone, though, years ago was a tire shop for TG&Y and an auto shop.
I don't know the answer to that.
I'm not sure, but
there's been multiple businesses come through here, but that was a Bell's for a long time.
Right.
It was till recently.
Yeah. Man. What was where the Taco Bell is? I think I vaguely remember something being there.
I don't remember that being anything.
Okay, maybe
when they
just
finally
empty lot.
bought in this strip mall, I think when my brother was in high school, this was a whole open area, and people would make this square that we just made, and they would sit out in the middle and hang out and play their music and be kids. But directly in front of us is where the Ashburns was. No, Ashburns was right over there where the RV park was.
Wow, how about that?
Yeah.
Ashburn's ice cream.
Now we need to head out towards, get out there towards Bo Diddles.
Bo Diddles. Bo Diddles. Man. Of course, here used to be, I guess, the overpass and the circle and all of that, and the fountain.
Yep, sure was the overpass. The overpass came to about right here.
I remember getting turned around at the overpass, going the wrong way in a one-way, trying to get to Cross Plains. The drivers coming my way were not real happy with me, Star. I told you what happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've seen people do that on the Trill Harlem overpass.
Yeah, that was probably late 80s, I'm going to guess. I just got a little confused. Oh, my. What was this at? Was this old school?
I don't know what that building
Center
was.
for Life Resources is now?
I don't know what that building was.
Or maybe somebody can help us out on what that was at one time.
Really neat place right here, and was a big, cornerstone in our community at the time. The Goodyear was Harvey Ship Tire Company. Harvey
really?
Ship was real big into youth sports and the school and athletics at Brownwood, but Harvey Ship owned and operated that for many years. And of course, Gomez right here was a staple when I was growing up. And it wasn't until a couple years ago that went out of business.
They'd been there a long time, I guess, Gomez.
Oh, yeah.
Lady called this morning and said they used to hang out there years ago. Man.
And the Goodwill was a carpet place. We could buy carpet, yeah.
Oh, my.
A lot of these buildings out here had changed. Of course, the Stanley's used to be Truman Nix used to own this dealership right here.
It was a car dealership,
This was a car dealership, yes, sir.
Oh, my.
Right there, the yellow building on the right. This is some useless information on the left. That was Burnett Welding Works. My dad owned and operated that welding shop.
Really?
Yep.
Now, how about that? By the way, your other half celebrating a birthday today. Kathleen,
sure
if
is.
you're watching.
She barely turned 51. Probably not supposed to say that, but we did. See if we can get some air conditioner on first.
So happy birthday, Kathleen.
Now, right over here where the Brownwood Municipal Court is, right here, back in that area was a drive-in. When I was a youngster, I would sit and wait for my mother to come pick me up from the junior high, and they would start the early shows at the drive-in, and I would sit and watch it on the screen. Couldn't hear the words, of course, but I would sit and watch the drive-in as I was waiting for my mother to come pick me up after school, because I attended Northwest Elementary because we lived out at the lake.
Was that the Bluffview?
Bluffview Drive was
You know
right
there's
over
still
here.
a speaker stand standing in
Really?
that
And
median right there?
I've never been over there. I've just sat over there and watched it, but I've never been there. But I could see I wish someone would redo the old drive-ins.
Oh my goodness, I love those drive-ins. That was some fun times. Everybody had a drive-in at one time. And somebody was telling me Brownwood used to have like 6 different theaters at one time, either drive-in or go in or whatever. That's a lot of theaters.
There used to be the bowling alley. I was talking to Randall, and he informed me it's before my time, but there was a bowling alley down on Center as well by where the Muffin was.
Really? Oh my. Wonder what was out in here before the school.
That was a baseball practice field right here, and that was still the playground.
Right.
We didn't have near that kind of stuff. We just had some monkey bars, and that was about it.
Yeah.
That's where I swung over backwards and landed on the back of my head one day. But
Ouch. Ouch.
sat there many times and waited for my mother to get through with work to come pick us up to go home.
Man, oh man, we're making the rounds right here.
Well, I'm going to get you back to, let's look at a little bit of Mr. Burger. We'll go that way and go out 377 and see if we can't find some things out there.
And we've got Coach Burnett with us, Star and I, a Taco-O-2sDay. Comment in if you've got something you want to say about one of these places we've been by or been to, or
Bob Brewer. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Star.
I wouldn't say he said that Camp Bowie Drive-In was where Section Hand is now.
Really? Never knew that. This road right here wasn't, when I was young, this road wasn't here. I remember them building this road as a cut-through to get across through town.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We'll get back on Austin Avenue and see if we can't head that way. If the police see us and we're speeding a little bit, tell them we're just trying to get there quickly.
That's right.
Waste time.
Somebody said that Timbers and Bodiddles was good clubs with lots of good dance lights.
They did.
The Three Dog Night apparently went there after a concert.
Huh.
How about that?
Yep. Yeah, they were big establishments, both of them. They were right across the road from each other. And they were places for people to go be adults and dance and listen to music and little, I guess, weekend atmosphere. But, of course, a staple in Brownwood, Texas, you can't go without Smitty's. It's been here way before my time. And my dad and Smitty were friends.
Oh, man.
And a lot of times I spent right there, but that's a staple here in town.
Yeah, that was a sad day when he passed away.
Yes, sir.
Man.
And there used to be just right here on Melwood Street, 705 Melwood was a great place to eat food right there. Still that blue building.
Oh, man.
Right here at Ricardo's, that was the first Mr. Burger right there.
Building still basically the same?
They've redone it. It was more of a square building.
Somebody just messaged me on text, said the Rainbow.
Right across the street over here, Star?
Mm-hmm.
Where there's nothing on the corner, that was Winchell's Donuts.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yellow and brown.
Mm-hmm.
People talk about that.
My husband's mom worked there.
At Winchell's?
Yeah.
A friend of mine, her mom worked there. She was telling me about that one time. Worked at Winchell's.
We got to go by the old radio station, don't we?
Hawkins Street? Or wherever it was. Yeah, we need to do that.
Right here, going over Truman Harlow overpass, that was after my time as well. But the wool and mohair was right here on the left, if I'm not mistaken. And then when we get to the top of Truman Harlow, the big building on the right was Bowman's Lumber.
Oh, man. Bowman's. I bet that wool and mohair place was busy.
Yeah, and the green building right here was all part of Bowman's Lumber. And then Higginbotham's, of course, built this building here.
Oh, wow.
As we get to the bottom of the over this right here, Star, where the baseball field was a scrapyard, a metal scrapyard. Just a bunch of scrap metal, and I often wondered how they got all that metal out of the ground or around and what they found since they've been there. But when you look over here to the left where the Dollar General is, that was the putt-putt course.
Yep.
And then just past the putt-putt course where you see Pinkston Auto Sales there.
Oh, man. Putt-putt, huh? Wow.
I was somewhere else. I remember playing putt-putt there.
I thought down here where that spa is, there was a miniature golf course.
All right, right here. The building on the right, the white with the blue trim, was the radio station.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right there.
That was the radio station.
Well, how about that? Been by there 100 times, did not know.
That was Kiss. Back in my day.
Kiss FM.
In the 80s.
Oh, man. Rock and roll?
Yep.
Yeah, they did have rock.
All the 80s hair bands.
Who was the... Oh, man.
I don't know who the DJs were. I can't remember. Probably, was it, what's his name?
I would hate to say, but he was my baseball coach, the gentleman that his father bought that, and then I'm sort of drawing a blank right now. I'm trying to get you to some place, but we got to go by Bodiddles and...
Sure. Going to Bodiddles. We're going to hang out for a little while.
Bodiddles and Timbers.
Oh, my. Get our City of Brownwood tour with Coach Sammy Burnett. Who, by the way, little birdie told me he's got a birthday coming up, too.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
All right.
I think it passed.
Yeah, passed about a year ago. Birthdays seem to roll around about once a year.
They seem to get a lot quicker now.
Yeah, as you get older, Coach, don't they?
They do.
Star will figure that out one of these days.
I'm chasing you guys.
You'll never catch us.
Oh, man.
You'll never catch us.
We need to fetch a ride on one of these locomotives one time. We've got a guy working on that.
I hope I don't miss something that someone asked me to mention. I'm sort of drawing a blank.
Well, a lot of this wasn't even developed out here.
No, it wasn't.
So,
You know, Star, was it you telling me that one time it was just the hospital out here?
Yeah.
That was about it.
Right here, Carl, where the Fastenal,
Uh-huh.
right here, and then across the street, right over yonder, was the Timbers and the Bodittles.
Well, I'll be. Oh, man. I don't think I've ever heard anybody mention that before you did, but now people are commenting on it.
Yeah.
Somebody said, what blue building did we pass? Somebody said it's getting ready to be another business. And then somebody mentioned Polito's. Was that
yeah,
here somewhere?
Polito's was back there where, right next door to Agmart.
That's right.
Yeah.
Here's one for you, Coach. Somebody said Humphrey Pete's used to be past the Biscuits.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it sure was. I ate there many times. Matter of fact, took several dates in high school to pass.
Really?
the
Past the Biscuits? Oh, man. I hadn't heard that either. Of course, right across the street was a Golden Corral, or pretty close, I think, in that area.
Golden Corral was right over there where AutoZone
Yep.
is.
Oh, man.
Right across the street from Holly Chevrolet at the time.
I do remember eating there once, way back, coming through.
I need to get us where we need to be because we're getting out here in the middle of stuff that's been here for a while.
Wouldn't go by Derek Stuckley's house. Section hand.
And this was part of the military base right here,
This was right here.
where the city is.
National Guard Armory was right there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
man.
Mhm.
Didn't know that.
That used to be the National Guard Armory. Of course, this is still the fairgrounds.
Oh, wow.
Grew up out there showing animals in the rodeo course. It
Okay.
was right there.
Was the section hand... Rusty, I think, told me it's been here since, like, 1981, but it was somewhere else before then, or was I just dreaming about that?
I don't know, but you know, after mentioning the fact that this used to be a movie theater, I think I remember that now. A drive-in theater, if I'm not mistaken.
This used to be a drive-in theater?
Yes.
think so.
A brewer was saying.
Wow, how about that?
And again, down here, we're at 3M, but down here where the trucks are and go all the way to the corner, those were baseball parks for people to practice their baseball teams
Oh, man.
when I was a kiddo.
Of course, 3M, I suppose, has been here for... I know it's been here at least 40 years or better. Then Kohler. And this is great.
Sort of wish I'd have gotten into more of the business part. I just didn't want to have a wreck.
A lot of people tuning in. They're looking at you now, Star. Oh, now they're looking at the road.
Well, if you look over there, that road that leads you to Gordonwood Stadium, what does that say, Star?
Burnett
Burnett Road.
Road.
I
Mhm.
tell my kids they...
Hey, yeah, that's...
Wait a
Which
minute.
is not the truth.
I never even noticed
but
that.
I tell them that. I didn't notice it either until about 5-6 years ago.
Sounds good.
Somebody just texted. They miss Golden Corral.
Yeah, I remember Golden Corral and my girlfriend and one of my buddy's girlfriends was a couple of the first waitresses at Golden Corral, and we used to go there all the time and
Oh, man. How about that? Wow.
eat. Right across the street from Olita's Liquor.
Olita's Liquor.
Olita's.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Texas Feathers has been here for a long time.
Yeah, I bet so. It looks like it.
Diamond P Enterprises right there. This was when I worked out here. It was Superior Cable.
Right? So Superior's been here for a while.
Oh,
It
yeah.
has.
Okay.
I don't know how much time you got, but we can go by if you want to go by.
Of course, there's been so much new construction in this part, like the
Trying to figure
Forshers and the other plant over here to the right.
out where you think we should head, Star. I sort of stuck us out in the middle of nowhere. People are going, what a pitiful tour.
Look at that pasture out there. I remember
What a
playing
beautiful
ball out
tour.
there.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I had to get the Bodittles and Timbers.
Yeah, that was
Sort of
important.
knocked us off track.
Here it is. This is what I was talking about. Yeah. The asphalt plant.
the asphalt prints, I don't know how new it is, but it was well before my time. I mean, after my time.
Oh, yeah.
Of course,
It's only been here a
UPS has
couple of
been here a
years.
while.
Yeah.
And then this is
Schwann's.
Schwann's, they've been here a while.
The old elevator to our right, which is Ethos now. Do you remember anything about it?
That used to be Purina, if I'm not mistaken.
Purina.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Wow.
Of course, Ratliff Steel has been there for many, many, many years.
Well, Ratliff Steel, yeah.
All right, Carl, we have got to go by. If we have time, I'll go down Coggin and we'll go through some of that stuff. But that you got to
Sure.
see where the Dairy Maid was.
I want to see the Dairy Maid.
People went there for years. It was a great place to eat. They were probably most well known for their onion rings. They would come out with a massive just pile of onion rings, homemade onion rings that were phenomenal. Great place to eat. When I was in football, during 2 days, we'd go practice in the morning, and in between practice, we'd go to the Dairy Maid because it was close, and they would give us sweet tea, and we'd eat some onion rings. We wouldn't eat too much because we knew that second practice was coming.
Oh, man. That's cool stuff. Who owned the Dairy Maid? Do you have any idea?
I don't remember.
I'd like to know who owns some of these old
I
businesses.
bet someone out there will know and can text it to us, or
Yeah.
however we do that, how that's done.
Yeah, people can text or message if they want to and chime in, comment. Again, we're live on the KOXE KBWD Facebook page, and a lot of folks are watching right there.
We're gonna try to get to Coggin and go down Coggin a little bit.
Okay? Going down Coggin. That ought to be a song, sounds like, Coach. Going down Coggin.
Yeah, Carl, sing.
Somebody
Sing.
said, Carrie Morlock, wish I had $1 for every time we went to the Maid.
The Dairy Maid is a great place.
All right, do you remember? Here's one somebody's asking you, Coach. Do you remember the, of course, you were probably young. It was the Pick and Pay liquor store.
Pick and Pay was over there behind, if I'm not mistaken, was just behind Kiwanis Park.
Really?
Yeah,
If
it
I'm not
was.
mistaken.
Yep,
So
that's
they're
where it
behind
was.
Kiwanis Park.
Oh, my.
And of course, my interview was done in the what is it, TSTC? What's the building? A Star right there across from
Yeah, it's.
the vocational college or whatever that is. That was actually Montgomery Ward's. And
Yes.
as a kid, TSTC, as a kid, my mother you'd get the big Montgomery Ward's catalog, and my mother would take us in there, and we'd get to walk around and look at the toys. And then, ironically, when I walked into the building for my interview, that's where they were held, I'm thinking, I'm interviewing for the Brownwood job at Montgomery Ward's.
Oh, yeah, Piggly Wiggly was right behind
Piggly
that,
Wiggly was right. I parked in Piggly Wiggly parking lot, matter of fact.
Oh, man. How cool is that? So you did your interview at TSTC.
I did. They had a big room in the corner, and I walked in there, and if I'm not mistaken, that was the ladies' clothing section.
Oh, man. Somebody's commenting about the Maid. They said the sissy burgers and barbecue fries. You remember a sissy burger?
And I do.
Oh,
It was
man.
a sad day when they went out of business.
How long have they been out of business, Dairy Maid?
Oh man, I would think around the
90s.
I think.
Okay.
To the right here, Star. If we can get to it, just you won't be able to see much of nothing, but right in here
Hospital.
is where the old hospital was, and that's where I was born.
That is hard to imagine,
wow.
but I have seen pictures of it back there. And there was another hospital close to where TSTC is, I believe. That's where
Yep.
Mike Blagg was born, he
And
says.
you know the hospital is right there, and my family doctor, Mr. Seals, Dr. Seals, was right there in that office.
Oh, man. Dr. Seals. Heard people talk about him. Wow.
No, I'm sorry, Dr. Cuthbert, Seal Cuthbert. Sorry,
Yeah, well,
Seal Cuthbert. Dr.
yeah.
Cuthbert was my doctor.
Oh, man.
So right here, we're getting to Coggin Avenue Baptist Church, but on the right in the parking lot, that blank parking lot, that was the Dairy Maid.
In the...
Right there.
Right there, all that's left is the parking lot. You can see the slab. You
Oh,
could
this
drive
was
in and
it.
park, and you could drive to the other side and go through the drive-through. But that's the slab right there for the Dairy Maid.
A lot of people are commenting about the
a
Dairy
great
Maid.
place.
Must have been a lot of memories made
Great
right
place.
there. Oh, man. I'd like to know who owned it and if they're still around. If anybody knows about the Dairy Maid. Fascinating.
And then you couldn't have a tour of Brownwood without going by Chicken on the Run. could
That's
you?
right.
Oh, yeah. Used to be red, as I
Yeah.
recall.
Mhm. A red barn. It looked like a barn.
Well, it looks like it does now, just kind
yep,
of.
It was red. And they had Chicken on the Run and
People-
white.
Yeah, people
And the
talk
chicken
about...
was running across the building with, yeah.
Well, they had one in Abilene, too, but people talk about the little muffin deals or whatever they had.
Biscuit.
Yeah.
And then, of course, this building right here was Pizza Company.
Oh, yeah.
We used to go upstairs and sit and eat your pizza.
Oh, yeah. And somebody mentioned Mott's. They said it was next door to Brookshires.
Mott's is right on the corner where Family Dollar is. That was Mott's 5 and Dime.
Oh, man.
And, of course, this was Gibson's right here on the right. We're at the corner of Austin and Coggin.
All right, somebody said to our right, I don't know how long ago, Coggin Drug was on our right.
Right there. Right,
right
there
here?
where the donut place was,
Really?
if I'm
That
not
was
mistaken.
Coggin Drug.
Or that was that, or it was Mr. Mr. Wilhelm's, I think. If I don't want to say something that's not true, but right there on my left, I'm sorry, that was Dr. Kamali's optometry place for many, many years.
Really?
Mm-hmm. This was a drugstore right here.
Okay.
And of course, this Sonic wasn't here at the time.
I think this gas station's been here for a while. Old
That was
Texaco.
David Steele's Texaco for many years.
Really? David
And then
who?
David Seals,
Oh,
Texaco.
David Seals,
Many
okay.
years. Then across the street right there was the one and only Chicken on a Run.
Yeah, Emilio's now. My goodness. Wow.
Shaw's was here for a long, long time.
Yeah. Sad to see them close up.
Yes,
about
it
a year
is.
and a half ago.
Let's go by here real quick. I don't know how much time we have, Carl. I'm trying to
got
get
time.
as much as we can get in.
Sure.
But I want someone to tell us what was in the middle of Coggin Park for a long time.
It seems like somebody told me.
1976, we had the bicentennial, I think it was, party at Coggin Park.
Oh, wow. Was there not a statue there at one time or something?
No, there was a red fire truck.
Red fire
that
truck.
all the kids could play on.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh, man, I'd have been in hog heaven right there.
It sat right over there where that sand volleyball pit was.
Oh, man, how cool is that? Oh, let me see what people are saying. Coggin Park somebody said had a wishing well in the middle of it, too.
It sure did. You know
It
what? I
did have
forgot
a
about
wishing
that.
well.
Thanks for sharing that. I forgot about the well.
And then somebody says that drugstore was Palace Drug. Is
Palace
that right?
Drug.
Does that sound right?
That Palace Drug, yes, sir. That's right there, back there on the corner. That's where Coach Wood used to have all his fireside chats.
Oh,
They
man.
drink coffee there every morning.
Of course, somebody mentioned
Pops.
JRB. We drove
Yeah.
by that. Kimberly says Suzanne and Charlie Coffee own the Red Bar, now Emilio's. Remember them? The Coffees own that place. I guess when it was Chicken on the Run. How about that? Man, so fascinating. Where are we heading now?
Jacob's Family Pharmacy was the Colonial and the Circle K.
Circle K.
Oh,
That
yeah, I
was
remember
convenience
that.
stores, and then
Mhm.
across the street over here where the Nanda Wilburn Pavilion is, that was Mays Park.
Did you ever play baseball on
I did
that?
play some games over there at Mays Park. It's now a water park, and then of course East Elementary during my day was not here.
It wasn't?
It was not here. It was there. The building was there, but it wasn't used. At that time, it was Coggin, South, Northwest, and Woodland Heights.
Coggin, South, Northwest, and Woodland Heights. Wow. Fascinating. Wonder what that building used to be that we just passed.
That was a
big yellow-
church.
Was it a church?
Mhm.
Wow. Star, you remember that?
Yes.
Okay.
Where to now, Star? Help me out.
Let me think. Geez, we've been talking about all these places. Guess we can. Do you remember much about early?
Sure, if we got time, we can go
Yeah,
there.
we can go through
Sure
early
we
real
can.
quick.
We can go by Slaggers and lots of places. Over there.
I remember the one thing I remember as a kid about Slaggers is all the piñatas.
Oh, yeah.
They used to have so many piñatas hanging outside. I loved to go there to walk through all the streamers on the piñatas.
When I remember going to Slaggers when I was younger. My mother would always go get produce, but we'd go to Manny's Market or Slaggers, which we should have gone by Manny's Market. And Mr. Slagger always had whole almonds. And I thought it was, can I get some almonds? And of course, she'd let me get some almonds, and I spent the rest of my day trying to crack those almonds out of their shell. But I thought they were so cool, I got to get almonds.
Oh, man. Absolutely. Again, it's live Taco-O-2sDay. That's Star, Coach Burnett, and I, and having a fascinating tour of what once was in Brownwood. A lot of old businesses and locations. And
Probably not a very good tour. We're
Oh,
stuck
you
out
kidding
in
me? I think
in
people
the
are loving
residential section.
there's a lot of people watching, Coach. Absolutely.
If there's a place they want us to drive by, tell them to shoot us a text. We'd love to go by.
Oh, getting
This is I'm having an absolutely marvelous time. It brings me back to when I was a little kid.
All right, Jen says that Austin and Magnolia, which we just passed, was at Old Station. Her granddad, Philip 66.
Yes, right here on the corner.
Southside Church is chiming in. Oh, he said drive by that we just turned around though.
Wants to go
for
by
the best biscuits and gravy for breakfast. Okay, that's Oh, I'd remember people talking about this Hot Well swimming pool. You remember that?
Oh yeah, it was right down here, right down that road, I think. It's this one right here.
Hot Wells?
I do not know anything
Yeah, it's
about
right
Hot
out there.
Wells.
It was that. It was the old. Whatchamacallit?
Huh.
Here's the service station. It was just mentioned right here, Carl, on the right.
That's the Phillips 66?
If I'm
Wow.
not mistaken, that was it.
All right, Shauna says a church and a coffee shop that had music. I'm not sure what she's talking about.
Huh.
And Mason says the Burnett's lived right behind East Elementary. Which Burnett's was that? Is that you?
No, it would be maybe Terry.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Mason Allen's commenting on
Huh.
that. Said Burnett's lived
Mason.
right behind East. And then somebody else said, yeah, I remember the fire truck.
I love that fire truck. You could sit on it and drive it and play.
Pam says where KOXE is now, her mom and dad's Fox Chemical and Supply store. Do you remember that?
Really?
Wow.
And
You
it's-
know, the all the parking lot and everything at the Coliseum has been restructured. You drive through it, but that used to be all parking lot for the Coliseum, and they put on many concerts. I saw Garth Brooks there. I saw George Strait many times for New Year's. Sawyer Brown, Lee Greenwood, saw many people at the Coliseum. Used to host a lot of concerts there, and there was a lot more room for parking.
Yeah.
And of course, the backside of that, if you're driving from the radio station, and you go by the Coliseum on the right, on the left was the backside of Weekly Watson's.
Wow.
And Weekly Watson's was half of it was hardware, and the other half was a sporting goods. And in my day, if you needed a glove or a bat or shoes or pants or anything, that's where you went. And that's where the Teddy's is right now, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a big time business in my time was Weekly Watson's. Anytime we were going to Weekly Watson's, I wanted to go because that was all about sporting goods.
Since 1876, I'm telling you. You go, of course, Mike Blagg is married into that family, so he's told us a little bit of history about that. Fascinating stuff.
And that was right over there as well, where they moved it over there as well, where Southwest Appliance is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Weekly Watson was there for a while.
Yes, sir.
Right.
We're turning left on Vine, trying to get over to C.C. Woodson.
C.C. Woodson. Let's see what else people are saying.
I'm
Star.
apologizing for driving down through all the commercials spots when that's not what people want to see.
Oh, it's all right. I'll put the camera on Carl for a minute.
Oh, you don't need to do that.
Yeah, everybody look at Carl.
Hello. I'm camera shy, Star.
I know you are. You're so camera shy.
Read some more of these comments. Man. Yeah. I have seen a picture of that Hot Wells. I looked it up one day because I think
Okay,
closed
yeah,
down
it
in the
was a
50s,
swimming
I
pool
think.
and it was a natural hot spring.
Yeah, but it
over
closed
there.
down years ago.
They filled it in.
Right?
It's over there by that water tower.
By the water tower.
Well, it ain't a water tower. It looks like that big barrel thing over there behind the school. But yes.
Coach, you see that big fish they caught at Lake OHIV? 16.4 pound largemouth bass.
Wow. No,
That is
the Stuckley.
Hey, that is Stuckley. Hey!
Oh,
Stuckley could be riding with us.
Yes, he could be.
Hey, Star, he's late for work. We need to dock his.
He is, yeah.
Wait
Well,
a
he was
minute.
there. And then he ran off.
Oh, okay. Must have had some news story or something going
Well,
on.
I think he was going to a meeting, but I thought it was the city council.
Yeah, he's coming the wrong way.
Yeah,
We're going to ask him, where have you been,
That's
Derek?
not where the city council meeting is.
All right, Coach, what you got?
Well, to the right, if you look going up this next right here, that was the entrance, the main entrance to the Santa Fe switching yard.
Oh, man.
My dad was actually an engineer for the Santa Fe for many years before they left and went to Sweetwater. And this was all trains out through here on the right.
Used to be a big hub right there.
Yeah, and right there in the middle was a switching, I don't know what you call it, but you drove into it and it would turn. Big old thing would turn those trains around and head them the other direction. Switching yard right there.
And your dad was an engineer.
Dad was an engineer.
Did he ever let you go on board?
I sure did. Got to drive those trains.
Fascinating. You know I love trains. Star knows that.
Oh, you're a train guy?
Oh my gosh.
Are you kidding? I love trains and the history. No
There's
doubt.
also the old electric company back over in here.
Coach, you remember going to the ice house over here?
Right there. The ice house was just over. One over.
Was it still open back?
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was right over there. They just tore it down, but that was the ice house.
Oh, man.
And, of course, what we're fixing to turn and go through was actually the parking lot for the Coliseum on both sides.
Oh, wow.
So this is the C.C. Woodson. Right. So we're actually in the parking lot. That was parking lot over, which still is, but that was over there was Weekly Watson. And then this became Weekly Watson.
And then... Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, and then they moved over there where the brew house is, right?
No, that was there first.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And then across the street from that was Texas Furniture. Rodney and Rex Roby. Great people in the community on that for many years.
I've heard
Mr.
about
Roby
Texas
hired me.
Furniture, yeah. There are people still have furniture they bought at Texas Furniture.
You know what? I still have a glider rocker that I got on discount when I worked for him that I bought for my sister for when she had her first child, who's only 28 now, but still have that glider rocker. My sister still has that thing.
How about that? Wow. All right, the old Walmart was right up here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to it.
I had no idea until Star told me this was where the old Walmart was.
And when it opened, Sam Walton came to this Walmart and was there at the grand opening.
I was at Walmart.
Wow.
Back before cell phones. My brother-in-law ran over to Walmart, and my sister called the Walmart store to get me to get her something. So as they make a call over the loudspeaker, Sammy, Burnett, you got a phone call on line 1 or whatever. I walk up to the front. It was busy. And one of my elementary teachers was sitting there in line, and I hit that button, and I got that phone, and I said, Sam Walton. And it happened to be the loudspeaker, so when I was across the store, my teacher looked at me like, you still hadn't grown up, had you?
That is too funny. I was Golden Corral.
Right here was Golden Corral.
Yeah.
That's correct.
It is. That's too funny.
So you have the Golden Corral, and then the blue building in front of us was Olitas.
That was Olitas. Was it liquor store?
Liquor store, and then straight ahead, the United was Holly Chevrolet.
Oh my! Studebakers. What was that?
I don't know what that Studebakers was. What I remember before was the first Chinese food place I ever ate at was right there.
Really? Now that's pretty fascinating.
There used to be a Chinese food place all the way down Austin Avenue. It was like on Austin Avenue and Indian Creek. Out that way. It was a little tiny Chinese food place for a while.
I remember Chanigan's. When I first moved here, it was still open.
Now right here where Chick-fil-A was the Kettle.
And then became Skillet's.
This was the Holiday Inn.
This was?
An extremely nice hotel.
Really?
It was. My mom worked there.
Wow.
And then, of course, Humphrey Pete's, which was Cotton Patch.
Past the biscuits.
Past the biscuits.
The biscuits. Wow.
And A. Giles Motor Company's been there for many, many years, of course, along with Specs. What were we coming over here for, Star, you told me?
And right through here was Sligers.
Right here.
It's no longer there anymore.
If I'm not mistaken, that was Sligers right there.
Well, they got it all cleaned up. Something going in here, Star, have you heard?
No, I haven't heard.
And right there on the corners, which is Doc's drugstore, was Mr.
Gaddy's.
I do remember it when I first moved here. It was still open, vaguely.
And Star, I think you made the comment about one of your favorite places to be was Heartland Skate.
Oh my gosh.
Boy, I tell you what, the all-night skate.
Woo, yep.
Or if you could stay and skate both sessions,
Yep.
you were something special.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then, of
We were
course,
there
Heartland
all the
Mall
time. Yeah.
was a great spot to be dropped off on the weekend, and you just walked the mall.
Especially whenever Timeout was open,
Yes.
the arcade.
All right,
Oh, man.
Before we get where we're going, somebody wants to know, Aunt Abby, do you remember Harper's Grocery Store on the corner of Melwood, and there's storage buildings there now. Harper's Grocery Store.
Oh, I know the name. I can't remember the place, but man, that.
Patty says we just drove by her house. Okay.
Hi, Patty.
Oh man.
We're going. You want to see the skateway?
Yeah, we can drive.
Somebody
out
said
there.
there was a big pecan place somewhere where we just drove by.
We did. That was on C.C. Woodson.
Oh, okay.
It was to our right.
All right.
But right out here behind this that building right there behind the old Weekly Watson building was Shenanigans, and it was a nice Chinese food.
It was really good.
It was. I ate there. It closed about a year after I moved here, and I missed it.
Now, it's harder for me to recall as much this way because this is more early and I didn't drive this way much.
H&R Block, whenever I was a kid, used to be Town and Country.
Town and Country.
I think a lot of these motels were probably
They were still
around,
here, yeah.
like
Yes.
the Royal Inn and the,
But a lot of this was just housing, like old houses and stuff,
Man.
and land. And Dart Furniture was some kind of factory or something. I don't know what it was.
Dark Furniture. Maybe somebody can help us out.
Yeah, it used to be a factory or of some sort there.
Somebody knows what the old Dark Furniture is. Still lots of people watching. We appreciate you.
And you know, I had a lot of friends growing up that I played sports with and stuff throughout the years from early that would probably do a whole lot better job of recalling businesses and things out this direction. But right across the street right there, of course, that was Early's school, one of their schools for a while, and then their other, that's their primary now, and the other school was out, I think it's their junior high now, and I think they have a new high school, if I'm not mistaken.
Y'all
Maybe
ever
way
had any-
off.
Did
They
y'all
have a
ever
new high school and middle school from whenever a long time ago. Those weren't even out here.
Did you ever have any Brownwood early baseball rivalry games or anything?
I don't think Early had baseball at the time when
I'm
we
talking
did.
about just Sandlot stuff. You know, kids
No,
from
we
where-
pretty much intermingled and played together. I was on many teams growing up that had a lot of early guys on there, and they were great athletes, of course, and we were really good. You know, back then you played, won a city championship, and went on and played in the state tournaments. But I had lots of friends and buddies that played at Early.
Oh, man. All right, Alan says y'all are bringing back some good memories.
If you look
there,
over
yeah.
the top of Jerry's Burgers right over there, that was the old Longhorn Stadium where their high school stadium used to be, and of course now it's over here on the left.
Yeah.
Now, Star, you got to take over and talk about the skateway.
Oh yeah, now it's
We're up by it, aren't we?
we're right here.
Yeah, it's right here.
Yep,
That's it.
the Rural Rides place. My goodness, yes.
Yes, many hours
Oh,
of the evening
yeah.
were spent there.
Many hours, many all-night skates.
Yes.
It was so much fun.
I bet it was.
They had the best little pizzas.
Man,
And yeah.
I never had the money to buy the food, Star. I just had the money to go to the all-night skate.
Well, I got dropped off. It's like, here, have some money, stay here. I'm gonna go do whatever my parents were doing at that time.
Okay, somebody's chiming in. It's a new early elementary and early junior high. They added to the high school.
That's-
she says.
Is that still the high school? That's still
Yeah,
the high school
yeah.
right there, and they added on. And then out here on the right, we can't go out here without going past Travelers. Travelers was a great place to eat, and actually I boxed Golden Gloves on the other end of the building at Travelers.
Really?
Yep.
I've heard about their steakhouse and how good it was.
Yep.
Somebody's pointing. I do remember this. La Botana was Arby's. I do remember
Uh-huh.
that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But somebody mentioned, Abby says, what about Bug Benny?
Look, Benny.
Kind of like a grocery store on Commerce by a liquor store.
Huh.
Bug Benny?
But I remember the name, but I'm drawing a blank. We'll turn around here at Travelers, but boy, it'd be neat to see Manny's Market and shoot, don't draw a blank now. Let's turn in the parking lot here at the Travelers.
It's for sale.
Oh,
It is
Yep.
for sale, but they still do their...
It was a great steakhouse, and at that end building with the awning, I boxed and also went to a morp, which is prom spelled backwards, where the girls had to take the boys out on the date and pay for it. And I was all for that.
Man, I bet it was called a what?
A morp, which
Oh, a
is
morp.
prom backwards.
Oh, and the girls. Oh, man, that's awesome.
Yep. And then, of course, you couldn't go out to the lake without stopping at Mama's Market.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Mama's Market's no longer there. It's now paved stone. But, man, I have lots of memories of stopping at Mama's Market because I lived out at the lake, and I lived where it turns to go to the dam, and then it goes over Days Hill straight to go out to Camp Bowie. I lived on both of those roads pretty much growing up my whole life, so we always went by Mama's Market. And then, of course, Sportsman Center came in, which was a really, really neat place. Sold boats at the time, and and lots of boating equipment, life jackets, skis, all that kind of stuff was a big place.
There was also a bait shop on
The
Belle
tackle
Plaine.
shop.
Mm-hmm.
The tackle shop. Let's go by there. Do we have time?
Yeah, go ahead. Yes, I remember going in there and getting minnows.
Yes, and great memories. That's when I was, like I said, it's young, and it's not about me because everybody's been a part of it, but that part of the town was really where I spent a lot of my young years growing up. My dad worked, like I said, was a deputy sheriff, and then worked for the Santa Fe for a long time, and we moved out to the lake, and when I did, I stayed on this side of town. But man, stopping by the tackle shop and going to get minnows in there and any kind of tackle you wanted. And I wish I could remember the gentleman's name that owned it because he was a great person. And it's sad to see, big corporations come in and knock out small hometown businesses like that. But the tackle shop was extremely neat. Manny's Market was a fresh produce place that you could go, and it was hopping all the time and just go in there and get any fresh produce you wanted. And across the street was Mrs. Baird's bread.
Oh, yeah.
Gandy's milk, and it's just a really neat place.
So the tackle shop,
Mhm.
maybe somebody can help us out if you know who owned the tackle shop and here in Brownwood. It's around the T, right? Right up here.
No, it's
on Belle Plaine.
Oh, well, that's why I've been down on Belle Plaine past not the T.
That was the circle back then.
The circle,
Carl, the circle.
yes.
Yeah,
That's
that was
right.
a beautiful thing itself. It was at one point had water and a fountain in the middle of it.
See, that's why I could never coach football. I get my T formation mixed up with my O formation. Okay.
No, good.
However, I remember in the early 80s, because I was little, we had that 500-year flood or something like that, and the circle flooded really bad. And then after that is
Was that
whenever they redesigned it and turned it into a T.
Is that the flood of the 1990 flood?
Had to have been, yeah.
And then,
Yeah,
if you
must
look
have been.
through all of the canal, I don't know what you call them, but the waterways that go through town and stuff now, they redid all those because it wasn't adequate, and they had to go back there and restructure that
Right.
so that the water would drain properly.
Yeah, I remember that flood. They even made T-shirts.
Yeah. I survived the flood.
Yes,
and
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. I was playing baseball in college at that point, and my mother sent me the Brownwood Bulletin with all the pictures of town and how flooded it was, so I could
People
see
were in
it.
boats going down, Main Street and stuff, or right there in front of, the whole thing in front of, Underwood's flooded, and that's where you'll still see that picture come up sometime. There'll be somebody with it, but yeah, they had boats out.
I bet you nowadays, if you Googled that, you could probably pull up some pictures that someone had posted.
Oh, I bet
Oh,
so.
I bet so.
Yeah. No doubt. This has been fun. I'm telling you. I've learned a lot. I think a lot of people have too.
Well, yeah, that's right, because you're not really from here, so.
No.
Yeah, and then behind here, that used to be Ross Porter plant.
Ross Porter.
Yeah.
What did they do?
They made concrete.
Oh, okay.
And all these, of course, businesses, these Talk-O-2sDays and Discount Tire, none of that was here.
There was a White House right here on the corner, and it was these two. Whenever I was a kid, it was these two old ladies, and they had kind of a little thrift store there. I remember.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did you say what Porter?
Ross?
Any
Ross.
kin to the Porter Insurance people? I bet they're related
No,
somehow.
Ross Porter plant is owned by Bob Ross and I'm going to draw a blank.
Bob Ross,
okay.
the painter?
There's
Cliff
the old
Ross's
Arby's.
father. I can't believe I can't think of Mr. Ross's first name, but Cliff Ross's father
Oh, okay.
and Bob Ross were brothers, and they owned the Ross Porter plant.
Not the Bob Ross the painter. Okay, I'm just going to point that out. Right? And with his happy
I was
little
going to say,
trees.
hey, I have a pair of his
My
socks.
happy little concrete. Yeah. Man. Yeah, you were talking about me and, not here, but of course I had aunt and uncle and cousins that's lived here forever, and we used to come down and visit. And I remember some of this stuff vaguely. My uncle Ted Arrett and Lou, he built houses here for years and years. And Mal was a teacher, and Mary, until they moved away.
I guess we need to take a trip to Hamlin.
Oh, it'd take about 2 minutes to do that tour, okay?
Hey, it was a hopping place back
We just go
in
to
the-
more elevators and just stay right there. That's where all the history was of Hamlin. Oh, man.
Yep, there's the old grocery store
Where's that?
right there.
Oh, okay.
Where
Gibson's
the
is
strip
in there
mall is.
somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Sambo's was right here, and there's also Sirloin Stockade, and of course Shipley's was Long John Silver's. And then as we go down, of course, Walmart wasn't here. That was Pizza Hut. And then if you didn't act right, you went over here instead of staying at the
Best Western.
Best Western, you stayed at the police station.
Right. Shauna said Stacy Hetzel's family owned the tackle shop that's now Toys for Kids. Is that where it was? That's not where it
No,
was.
Toys for Kids, that was
was
the Red Lantern.
Yeah.
After they moved from over here.
Keith Hetzel owns the where the Red Lantern used to be. It's was it called the Star?
Grand Star.
Grand
Yeah.
Stars, yeah.
Alan said it. He used to buy perch and goldfish from trot lines at the tackle shop.
Yes, the tackle shop was the bomb.
And everybody who's been around for a long time knows that this building right here used to be China Inn. Right, it's right there.
China Inn.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody
And then right next to that one is where the Red Lantern was.
Oh,
Yep.
really? This is where the...
Yep.
And then the Yellow Wagon was over there too, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, the Yellow Wagon.
This was Culligan Water for a long time.
Oh, yeah?
This little muffler shop was Culligan Water.
Wow. Somebody said the early bus barn was a Kennedy Tire at one time.
Really?
Going back that way.
Golly, it's amazing what you forget or that people remember.
Oh, here's one for you. Somebody wants to know. You remember Pat and Jean's clothing store downtown?
Pats and Jeans. Pats and Jeans?
Pats and Jeans.
Pats and Jeans.
Somebody said it was a movie theater before that.
Right here on the right, which is a new storage building, was Manny's Market. And I'm telling you, that was one of the finest fresh produce markets around, and someone just turned it into a storeroom. In this building right here, the book and acts now was the Mrs. Baird's Bread. And right here, we're going to pull into it right here in this back building right here as well. This was the tackle shop right here.
Really?
Yes, it was.
Oh,
A
man.
lot of good memories right there.
I
There's
bet
no doubt
so.
about it.
Was that the building there?
No, sir, that was part of it, I think, but it was more in front. You walk straight in, and you walk to the back, and to the left is where the minnows were.
Oh, man.
And he had tons of tackle. And like I said, that may be part of it. I'm just too old to remember.
Wow.
And the same thing, this was a Town and Country Star when it was first.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Town and Country.
And that was a little, like, antique store for a really long... Or furniture store.
Wow, fascinating. This is plumb fascinating.
You gotta, I mean, I gotta say this, but, you know, big Brownwood line and big family in town is the Crofts. And Walter B. Croft was a big businessman and Justice of the Peace in Brownwood. His father lived right here in this house, and actually his son Kemper lives there, and that's Kemper's Barbecue.
Yeah, I've eaten there a few times. Good stuff.
But I could see John B. Croft every time he was at home. He would be sitting right there out that window, waving at people as they came by, and everybody knew John B. Croft. And when they drove by, they always waved. And if you didn't see him there, you saw him out at Kirkland's, and he had a little camper right there on the side where he could overlook the lake. And he sat out there and had many fish fries and stuff.
Oh, my. Great stories.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah, Walter B's another one we missed. Such a fixture around town.
Yes, he was.
And I've heard he was a heck of a football player, tough as nails.
Yeah, the whole Croft family, tough as nails. They're great people. Here is the Sportsman Center.
The Sportsman Center.
Mm-hmm. Around here is the Sportsman Center, and Day Stone was the one and only Mama's Market.
That's where Mama's Market
And
was.
if you
Yep.
remember, it had 3 signs that sit up there that look like flags.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and the old distributor.
Somebody said, don't forget the overpass by Stripes. We talked about that earlier. The overpass. Yeah. Wow.
All right. Well, we'll end this video.
Wow. Yeah, my battery's about dead.
Yeah,
That
This
turn
has
was
been
okay.
fascinating, though, Coach.
it has been.
Man, we can't thank you enough.
Right over that hill to the left is where the other Timbers or another dance hall they wound up building out there, and it wound up burning down as well.
Oh, my. Golly, lots of great memories for a lot of folks around here.
There are.
We appreciate everybody watching. And
Yeah.
keep commenting if you want to on some of the places we've been or seen.
I
We'd
hope
love
we
to-
hit some places for some people to spark some memories,
Oh.
because it sure has for me. But I'm sorry I didn't do a very good job driving this tour.
Coach,
No, you did
Are
great.
you kidding me? We've got a lot of great comments.
That's right.
Yeah, all right. All right, thanks again for watching. Star, you know how to sign off.
I do.
And thanks again to Coach Burnett.
Yes,
Thanks for having
thank
me. What a
you.
blessing it was for me.
Mm.
All All right, guys. Well, we hope you enjoyed this, and we will see you next week on Taco Tuesday. Everyone, have a great week. Bye, guys.
We're going to do some cooking.
Oh, yeah. Next week is going to be very interesting. Help us. Anyways, you guys have a great week. Bye, Brownwood.